If you are preparing for GATE 2026, one question must be in your head. What is a safe score? How much should I score so that I am confident about getting into a good college? So in this video, we'll build a clear picture of what score actually works, what rank is good enough for a good college, and what really happened in GATE 2025, because that is the most closest and most realistic reference for all of you preparing for GATE 2026. But before we discuss numbers, let's understand something important. Cutoffs never remain exactly the same. They move slightly up or down depending on the number of applicants, difficulty of the paper, number of seats, number of vacancies announced by public sector undertaking, that is PSUs. But the overall trend remain almost the same every year. That is why GATE 2025 data act as the strongest indicator for GATE 2026. The GATE exam is of 100 marks in total, where you get marks for every correct answer and there is a negative marking for incorrect answers. For 1 mark question, the negative marking is 0.33 and for 2 mark question, it is 0.66 marks. The complete marking scheme is officially published on GATE website as you can see on your screen. Now for some branches like civil, mechanical, computer science, electronics and electrical, the exam is conducted in multiple sessions. Since different sessions have slightly different difficulty level, GATE uses normalization process. In this process, raw marks, which are the simply actual marks you scored out of 100 in your paper, for example 62 out of 100 in computer science session, are adjusted to normalize marks using this formula, which you can see on your screen. After applying this formula, those 62 raw marks are then converted into 71 normalized marks, depending on the overall performance across the session. This allows scores from all the sessions of that paper to be fairly compared with each other to ensure that no student get advantage or disadvantage because of their paper are easy or difficult. These normalization marks are then used to calculate the final GATE score out of 1000 marks using the GATE score formula, which is also shown on the screen. In this example, the normalized marks finally translate to GATE score of around 770. This final GATE score is what considered by IITs, NITs and PSUs for shortlisting. If a paper is conducted in only one session, then raw marks and normalized marks remain the same. So I hope that you get a clear idea that whenever we talk about the safe score like 800, 850 or 900, we are referring to the final GATE score calculated from normalized marks, not from the raw marks you see after the exam. In this video, we'll focus mainly on the general category GATE score, and whenever needed, the cutoff for the other categories will be displayed on the screen. Now let's move ahead and discuss what score should you score in GATE 2026 to safely get into PSUs, IITs, NITs in MTech program. When we talk about PSUs, it is true that the cutoff for the top organization usually is high, but they are not identical for every PSU. What remains clear from recent trend is that the candidate with a strong rank and a GATE score around 850 or above are consistently shortlisted for interview by major PSUs. Central PSUs such as ONGC, IOCL, NTPC and Power Grid continue to maintain the high cutoff. So if your goal is to secure a PSU job through GATE 2026, targeting a GATE score in the 850 to 900 range, which will keep you in the safe position for interview calls whenever vacancies are announced. Now let's move forward to IITs. For MTech in top IITs, the competition is almost tough as PSUs. For example, in GATE 2025, IIT Bombay, IIT Madras and IISc all demanded very high score for computer science, especially for core branches. Students targeting IIT Bombay generally need 850 and above to feel safe. For ISC, many specializations go even higher. Some branches even touches 900 or more. Students scoring in that range can be confident about getting into their preferred specialization. But IIT admissions are not only about top 3 institutes. There are other IITs such as IIT Delhi, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee and IIT Guwahati. Their cutoff follow a similar pattern. For IIT Delhi, a GATE score around 800 to 850 remains strong, while IIT Roorkee and IIT Kharagpur closed many good branches in 700 to 800 range. And IIT Guwahati offered a good specialization even around 700 score in 2025. This means that if you are targeting the top 7 or 8 IITs, your safe score should be somewhere around 800 or above. If you want to be more secure or open for more choices across department, your target should be 850. When we talk specifically about difference between core CS or data science or AI branches, the trend become interesting. For many IITs, DS and AI cutoffs are slightly lower compared to the core computer science specialization. For example, IIT Guwahati CS score closed at 700 plus, but DS AI candidate got admission at score slightly below that. Then we move to NITs, Old NITs like NIT Tiruchirappalli, NIT Warangal, NIT Surathkal sometimes has cut off very close to newer IITs. For highly demanded branches like core computer science, many NITs close around 700 plus gate score. So if your goal is to get into a top 3 NITs, targeting a score between 700 and 750 keeps you in a strong position. If your GATE score is above 500 or 550, you can comfortably expect admission in many NITs across countries. If your GATE score is below 500, you should mainly target newer or mid-tier NITs, where you may get seat in less competitive MTech specialization, and these admissions typically happen through CCMT counseling. Another factor many students forget is that ranking and scoring work differently for different branches. A student who scored around 700 in data science might have a much higher rank compared to someone scoring the same in computer science. This is why keeping the focus on the final gate score rather than only on the ranks gives a clear target. Ranks fluctuate depending on how people appear for each stream. Gate score gives the more uniform measures, but scoring high is just one part. Practical learning and hands-on experience play an equally important role in building a successful career. This is where programs that emphasize life project, real-world case studies, and mentorship can make a huge difference. And here's the exciting part. It is not necessary that you always clear the GATE examination to access top-notch education at NITs, IITs programs. Program offered by IIT Jammu and NIT Sikkim in collaboration with Intellipaat gives you the opportunity to complete your MTech or PG program with the same high-quality curriculum, industry-relevant project, and expert guidance without the pressure of entrance exam. For example, the MTech in Data Science and Artificial Intelligence from IIT Jammu focuses on practical learning of AI, ML, and data science, helping you work on real-world problems and gain hands-on skills. Similarly, the MTech in Artificial Intelligence and Machine Learning from NIT Sikkim cover deep learning, NLP, computer vision, and other emerging technologies, ensuring you graduate with job-ready skills that top companies are looking for. On the top of that, you get the credibility of studying with these prestigious institutes, access their expert faculty and alumni network, and 24/7 support to make sure you can learn at your own pace. I have shared the link in the description. Check them out and take the first step towards completing your postgrad from top NITs and IIT without the GATE examination.